Even worse than peeing. What if somebody's really got to take a poop?
Poop. They can kill it once. So just do it.
Right. Otherwise, you're doing the Zamboni thing.
Also this. Get
What
the
are we gonna
engineers
do?
in. Will I get the Crunchwrap Supreme? Okay, the Harkonnens are really bad. They're like evil. They're like fascist, super bad. But they got these cool waterworks. Actually, I really like them. Let's watch. Okay, one more time. Look at the crowds. It's so good. Also so consistent, even on their height. Look at these people.
That's right. Yeah, they're just looking all the same height. No extraneous stuff. It's amazing.
Yep, looking powerful. Okay, but look at this.
So cool.
It's like fireworks, but liquid.
Yeah.
Like waterworks. That's why I call them, right? It's like, I like this because, sorry, first of all, American, I like fireworks. Super fun. 4th of July, Christmas. Every holiday I can. Absolutely, right? But also, like, sometimes I sit too close to the fireworks and, like, I feel the particulates, like the cardboard, like actually physically hitting me, and really? I wonder, like, what am I breathing? Well, I've like gotten really underneath the fireworks per show, but also like, what am I breathing in? What is all this like going in the air? And so the Harkonnens have figured it out. You get this water stuff that like explodes and then it drops to the ground and it collects in their waterways. Like, problem solved.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dialed in.
I mean, they're evil. They're super evil, like, for sure.
And
like,
they're interesting fireworks because they're like silhouette fireworks.
Yeah.
Or waterworks.
Yeah. It's like shadow fireworks because the sky is white, so then you make some black here. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, so cool.
You don't get like a cloud of smoke that lingers for a little bit.
Yeah, that you're breathing in.
No, thank you. Okay, so that was the prelude to the fight, and during the fight, there are these four close up, 4 more far away, these creepy guys that circle the fight, but I don't understand why they're there. Okay, so he's like, look, everyone, I'm super tough. I'm not going to need a shield. I'm going to fight you one-on-one. But then there's also these four guys close up, 4 more far away, that circle and like put pressure on him. And as soon as they do something, he's like, back up. Like, but you knew they were there. Just tell them right from the start. Be like, back up. This is a one-on-one. Everyone just back up. Right?
So I see it, but my question, I'm putting myself in the shoes of these creepy people with the batleth
of these
heads.
Guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
The batleth head guys.
Yeah.
Whose orders are they following? So if the nephew dies and they did nothing, they can be like, you weren't doing your job.
That's
what
not
are you
good.
doing? And what is your job? Your job is to, if the bad person, meaning the person fighting the nephew, starts to win, weaken him a little bit, give him a little, so that he gets weak and then he loses, so that the nephew can win. But if the nephew dies and you did nothing, they'll be like, you're an idiot. Die. Look, to execute you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that is the job of these creepy guys. So there's like competing priorities, because this guy wants to not die, not be killed by the emperor, or not the emperor, the head Harkonnen guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not in a situation where he needs. So this guy is not in a situation where he needs to engage yet, because this guy he's winning already. Like, he didn't have to jump in there.
Gosh, but the nephew is improvising, and now the creepy guy has to improvise along with him, and he doesn't. They're not on the same page.
So get on the same page, and the nephew needs to be like, back up, don't interfere.
But is the nephew in charge? So if the nephew is in charge, and the nephew dies,
then no problem, because he was in charge, right? It's if the nephew is not in charge, if the Baron is in charge.
Right.
And then the nephew dies. Then this guy's in trouble. But the Baron is in charge, and the Baron's like, here's your test, nephew. Today you become a man. You have to kill someone that isn't drugged up. But also, here's a safety net.
Yeah. And plus, it might not come, the orders might not come directly from the Baron himself. It comes down through some sort of strange chain of command. And the creepy guy, all he hears is, don't let the nephew die. So nephew says, back off. But your orders are, don't let the nephew die.
You're not in charge of me, kid. Right, you're literally not my boss.
Literally. So then he
yeah.
gives him the enemy a little ching,
Dink.
and then that's it. And then they back off.
I guess so. Felt weird. Still feels weird. But I see it. I see it because this guy has his own motivation. He's like a complete human on his own.
Well, I guess we don't know. We're assuming the nephew should be the one in charge of the battlefield because he's the highest ranking on the battlefield. But
it's not a battlefield. It's a theater. It's like a show. It's a performance.
Right. See, this is little people get caught up in the politics of the big houses, and we forget about them.
Heartwarming.
I don't care. Dehumanize. Expendable.
Dehumanize. So after the fight, we're here in the Harkonnen castle, which is gigantic, but also just an absolute nightmare to clean. Because all these horizontal surfaces, that means someone climbs up here every day, every couple days, and like wipes it by hand. And like you can't even like push a mop here. You got to like zoom in and out of every little thing. Like that's super frustrating.
Right, and I guess you don't want a Roomba on it. No, you want a Roomba that's like quick.
Yeah.
So like 1 hour a day.
There's like 100 Roombas just around the palace at all times, just doing their thing, right?
But that would be annoying as ceremonies and stuff comes through. It's like the Roombas are still going. You want it to be like between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Yeah. Send the Roombas in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're doing the Zamboni thing with the cleaner. He's like going into the tight corners. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. But the Zamboni is too big for this. Like, you don't have enough radius to just drive it forward and turn around. That means you got to drive your head in here, and every time you drive in, you're like beep 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 beep. I'm backing up. Beep,
backing it
beep,
up.
Beep. Just all day long. Just beep
all
beep
day.
Beep. Next one. Beep 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 beep.
And just to add to your misery, it's not a nice regular shape. There's this extra little claw bit.
It's this thing. Like these corners here. It got to be so dirty. Just how are you going to get in there?
Yeah. If the claws weren't there, I could get the Zamboni, like
drive along the edge,
like get the corner and just precise. But now I got this like, it's so annoying.
Imagine if the Baron's like walking through here. He's got his entourage, and everyone's looking at the Baron, like seeing what's going on. Like just people just tripping because this height is in your peripheral vision. This down here on the ground, not.
So they're tripping, they fall forward into the little crevice, and they're like, "Is that a pube?" Oop. I'm like down at
pube.
My eyes are down in the corner now because I've tripped, and I can see.
You've seen years of pubes collecting in the corners because no vacuum is getting in there.
Yeah. Also, it's just, you're saying the feet, these little the feet structures.
Yep.
That's a person. There's just no way around it. Like you can't automate that with a Roomba or something.
Yeah.
A person's got to climb
getting
up
down
on
their hands and knees to like with a cloth and a spray bottle. Like everyone. Cleaning stations just all day long.
Right, and this is kind of feels like one of many palatial hallways and chambers.
Yep.
So the help staff would be
enormous. Good design is important.
It's important, especially if you go on a budget. So this is interesting. So I really like this idea. The Bene Gesserit are like the Illuminati, and it actually kind of makes sense. It's not some wishy-washy Illuminati conspiracy theory we have in our world. They have some way of keeping the Bene Gesserit going over time and seeding the world with religions and conspiracies and prophecy. It's a really cool idea. And here, they're talking about manipulating the nephew of the Baron. Yeah, the Harkonnen. And they're really dialed into like, how do I get down to his personality and make him do what we want to do?
A sociopath of high intelligence, driven, cruel, but strongly motivated by honor. He yearns to be hurt. He loves pain.
Can he be redeemed?
He can be controlled. He's sexually vulnerable.
And?
The bloodline is secured. A female, as you requested.
You did well, Margot.
Respectfully.
Got him.
Why didn't you test him yourself?
I'm a motherly figure. And based on what happened between him and his own mother, I didn't expect to be effective.
What happened between him and his mother?
He murdered her.
Desire and humiliation. Those are his levers. If Phaedra Ortho prevails on Arrakis, we shall know how to control him.
So this group of women close to power at all times, manipulating behind the scenes, setting seeds of ideas around the galaxy.
Seeds.
It's such a cool idea. Plus, they're like dialed in with the personality. Like,
So you're saying a group that doesn't need physical force, they know how to sneak around back channels and get people in positions where they're going to do what they need of them, and not only like leverages, like I'm going to embarrass you, but like I have a kid with you,
right?
Because I knew how your brain works.
Yeah, and you barely know it's happening to you. Like, even if you know they're manipulating you, like, you can't stop it because they're so dialed in with personality manipulation. And man, it's a cool idea.
How could one defend against this?
How would you defend against this?
So in this case with the nephew, they got to him because he horny.
Right.
So if I was the Baron, I would need to make sure that my nephew is constantly satisfied such that he would not need it, not crave it.
But then the Bene Gesserit are so dialed in that they have another avenue. So they went after sexual appetite. But then they also talked about his insecurities. So you could, once he's satisfied there, you attack other
poke him another way.
Poke him another
Gosh.
way. And like, you could do mass. You could just say we're going to kill all the Bene Gesserit.
Bene Gesserit.
Bene Gesserit. But that might not work because the people you order to do it
might be Benny.
Right. So you can't stop it. Like they're like it's such a powerful group.
Yeah, and they're also spread around worlds, just all over the place.
Yeah.
But they have like effectively magic powers through their training.
Right. And all the powers going on with the militaries and all the events occurring, it's actually just the Bene Gesserit playing behind the scenes. Yeah, they don't have to have a giant income to maintain the standing army. Like, no, they just manipulate the leaders. Right. Was it Bene Gesserit? Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, Bene Gesserit. Yeah,
Bene Gesserit. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Super cool. Super cool idea.
Also cool fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she someone important other than she had sex with a nephew? Because
So-
that's the Emperor's daughter, right?
That's the Emperor's daughter. I don't remember. She did introduce herself, sort of. I wasn't sure if it was a lie. I got the impression that she was like a minor house person,
Was she?
but not a
I guess
major
that's the
house
question.
person.
Is she a house person?
I'm not sure. I have seen this actress in other stuff, so maybe that means she's important or will
Maybe
become
she'll come
important.
back. Maybe she'll come back in the next movie.
Okay.
So here, Gurney Alec has connected back up with Paul, and here's Johnny, and here's Stilgar. They're looking for the Atreides nukes, and Gurney Alec says this is where they're hiding. In fact, look here, Paul. This is where you can see them. There's the binoculars, kind of. And then Gurney Alec says like right here, and they're talking about it's a good hiding location because it's in plain sight.
Yeah.
And so here is where the nukes are hidden. And so my question is this a good hiding spot? What does it mean to hide in plain sight? And yeah, is it a good hiding spot? Let's get a few more pictures.
Yeah,
this is what it looks like on Zoom. We can zoom in a little bit. So I guess there's like a walkway, I guess, maybe. And then here's the hole. You get one more zoom.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so I
the
guess the nukes are in
entrance right now.
Yeah.
So your question was it good to hide them here in plain sight?
Yeah.
And first question is, does House Harkonnen know that House Atreides had nukes?
Yeah, every house has nukes. So House Harkonnen, as far as I know, so House Harkonnen should know that House Atreides has nukes. Now, I don't know if Harkonnen would know that Atreides brought them to Arrakis. Like they could, in principle, still be on the original planet, or maybe split across them. I don't know that.
So I guess since the Atreides brought the nukes with them, that means they did a full move. They moved from the old planet. They brought everything to Arrakis. Yeah. But either way, I think House Harkonnen wants they would be highly motivated to find the nukes. They don't want any loose nukes floating around. So what would you do if you're House Harkonnen? You put a team on it. You say, we got to find the nukes. I am not a professional searcher, but I have a team. So I put a team on it, and their job is exclusively to find the location of the nukes. And so,
even if you're not worried, even if you are fully convinced that Paul Atreides is dead, you still want to add these to your nuclear arsenal. So you want to find them.
Right. And you don't want loose nukes around. You don't know what the Fremen could do. You don't know. You just want them.
Dirty bombs.
So then those searching, the people who do the team that does the search, they look around for particular markers and particular nice locations. You do planet surveys to figure out what are the nice locations to store the nukes. And then you sort of rank them based on your best guesses, and you just go searching until you find them. And you keep an open mind. So I doubt they brought the nukes in through this tiny cave opening. So that means they built a loading dock somewhere else, brought the nukes in with trucks, boop, boop,
boop, boop, boop, boop, boop. Yep.
Loaded
up the loading
in.
dock.
Yeah. And then somehow cleaned up the loading dock and made it look like natural rock face again. But I would look for markers like that. I don't think this is a good hiding spot, is what I'm saying. It's too obvious. A search team would look here.
Right. I agree. So my first thought was this is a nice platform in which you could walk on. Whereas like if it was over here, like I don't think a human can walk on this. Probably not. Yeah. They're probably not going to hide nukes there. Whereas if you have this nice flat terrain, like that's a walkable terrain. Especially if you see like a bunch of footprints. If you're in one of these like dragonfly helicopters, you're like, oh, there's a bunch of footprints there. Like what's going on with that? But maybe the footprints get washed away from sandstorms. Maybe I guess. Yeah. But it's still like there's this nice ledge here which you could transport vehicles across. So it does not feel like a good hiding spot to me.
Yeah, and say you do an orbital survey, so you're taking a bunch of pictures. Right? You don't in the Dune universe, you don't have AI anymore, so you can't do these rapid software searches. You can still put a team on it, and you use your brain and be like, okay, I'm going to prioritize my guys looking at the pictures, and then send the teams out in a priority to go search.
Oh, yeah.
I would rapidly find this location. I think
so.
It's not like just walking down the street. Oh, is that a cave? I don't think there'd be nukes in there. No,
hidden in plain sight is good for people that aren't looking. Like a regular person, like one of the city people, or even the Fremen that don't know there are nukes, they might walk past it. But for the Harkonnen's search team, who's like explicitly looking for nukes, like you look for this type of stuff.
Right. And then the loading dock is a big problem.
Right. Because why would there be a loading dock on the side of a mountain?
Right. The construction equipment to build the chambers.
Yup.
Right. Paperwork trails for this. For people got paid.
Right. And we know that Duke Leto was super into spreadsheets. Like
that's right.
He would have kept track.
So there's probably workers in town who worked. They're like, yeah, there's this random cave. We were just like,
they had us go there for like a couple months.
Yeah. Yeah. So if the House Harkonnen has good people intelligence, human intelligence, they're going to find this very rapidly.
I think so.
But they never found it.
Too busy practicing their parade formations.
That's right. Okay, let's go dial that in. Takes a lot of practice.
Ooh, this is dark, but here it is. So they go inside the cave and they activate this super cool rolling door. Round door. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to let it go this time. Here's what it looks like from the inside. Good mechanics, good machinery, rolling very smoothly. What I was not happy about was this is the door activation mechanism. And so Gurney Alec is like, only you, sire, only the DNA, only the bloodline of a Atreides person. And so then he's like, put your fingers in these holes. But like, what if the war had gone on for like a while? It's like 30 years later, and Paul like lost his hands in combat. Like, what are your options here?
Toes, send them.
Yeah, Gurney is like, sire, put your big toe in these holes. Like, oh, okay, but what if he also lost his, like, sir, like, kneel down and like spit in this hole, like, because there's just DNA spit, right?
Yeah, he's like three, three fingers and some spit.
Yep.
What else? What else would
Okay,
trigger
wait, what else can we
this?
do? He could, like, he's like, Paul, pull out some hair, like roll it up into like a needle, like poke him in there. Right? Like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, would that work?
I mean, it's his hair, right? It's his DNA.
I mean, okay, actually, that's a security problem because if you are a Bene Gesserit and you need some Atreides fluid
That's right.
that you could put into a little pouch and then feed into
Yeah.
each, that would be that's child's play.
Okay, I got an even easier one. It's you vacuum his bedroom, and like, yeah, you're gonna get his hair and a bunch of other stuff, but you just throw it all in there, and it's like, oh yeah, there's some
Oh, yeah.
Paul Atreides in here. That's all right. There's
there you
also
go.
like some rodent hair and also some maid's hair. Like, but whatever. Like, you've got some Atreides DNA, you're good to go.
Oh,
The door opens up.
if you have good human intelligence, that means you have spies in the Atreides palace back when they were in power or embedded with the Fremen. You say, hey,
Collecting DNA from them all the time.
you don't even need to do any spying. You just need to collect DNA from him. Just take your time, get it done, and
Yeah,
then you're
like Paul and Leto. You're super stressed out. Let me help you relax. You give him a little massage. Boom! You got some DNA in your hands. You scrape it off into a jar. You're good.
So do you think it? How much? Okay, so how much DNA does it need? Like a big finger, or does it?
know.
Can it just be a tiny amount?
I don't know.
I don't know if I like this security mechanism.
Super not good, right?
Yeah,
Ableist door. What if he doesn't have a hand?
yeah. What if he's quadriplegic?
But specifically the type that doesn't have hands or legs.
Wait, what?
So you can be a quadriplegic and still have your limbs. We need specifically you don't have things that fit in these holes.
Wait, I thought quadriplegic meant you lost all 4 of your major limbs.
I thought you can still have them, you just can't use them.
Oh,
Which includes the subset of you don't have them.
oh. I'm thinking the ones that don't have them. But you're saying it includes people who have them, but
Can't use them.
like for nerve issues, can't use them.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Like let's see. Stephen Hawking. I think he's quadriplegic, but he still has his limbs.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I'm
Okay.
look up whatever the word means. Yeah. Fucked up door.
Totally.
Good engineering, but weird door. Also this. So they throw in this probe light that floats in front of them. Super good. I want light in front of me. That makes sense. But the way that it lights the room is only in this ring. This is the most horror movie searchlight you can have. Because like you can't tell what's deeper in the room. And you only get this like narrow scan of what's immediately on this like slice of the room that goes around you.
So
Like here, even in this corner, like they're down the hallway. There could be something here, and they cannot see that.
Right. So when I saw Prometheus, the movie from like 10, 12 years ago,
Good movie.
they sent these like little ball probes to go survey caves.
Oh, and they
So it,
did
like-
the same thing here, where they like scan the room,
Yeah.
the tunnels. Right.
So that makes sense because it's a survey situation where it doesn't need to see everything. It's just going around surveying, mapping it out, sending the data back to HQ. Then you have a full map of caverns or whatever you're surveying.
yeah, sure.
Here, who are they sending data back to? This isn't a survey thing.
They don't have computers. It's like
They
it's
don't
not
have-
like this little ball thing is scanning the room and reporting it back there and to collect on their laptop like an overall map of the
Right.
room. Like this is just illumination.
So this is terrible. Because like, okay, so right now, the Illuminator is doing no work. It's helping absolutely nobody.
Right. Let's imagine they actually got up to the front of the room so they could see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe the ball is like further in the room right now. There could be a monster like on the corner that's close to
Right.
where we're standing, right? And if it ran through, they would see it for a flash, just only when it's underneath the ball, and then it
Yeah.
would be back in the shadows. Like
It's like a
so
horror.
scary.
Yeah. I mean, this place could be filled with spiders. And you get this like goes over a giant spider and then it's gone into the darkness and you're like, I saw the spider?
Was that a poisonous one? I can't tell because I can't see it. I just
can't
saw
see
it.
it
I know
anymore.
it's there,
Right.
but I don't know what it was.
Is that a giant centipede, which they talked about earlier? It's gone
That's
again.
right.
It's in the darkness.
Is there a Harkonnen? This is
Yeah.
okay. I need a ball of light that shines everything in the room.
Everything
I
in
want
the
to see
room.
everything. This is the most horror movie searchlight you could have had.
It's horrible. And the House Harkonnen sent gunships to go blow up
Boom,
the
boom.
holy place of the Fremen in the north, I guess. And they seem to be doing good work here, meaning they're blowing it up. It's
Getting
done.
it done.
It's toast. So in the modern world, when there's wars, they don't always like if the United States wants to conquer a country and kill everybody in the country, it's over. Like they're all going to die. But we generally don't want to do that.
Good.
But I don't think House Harkonnen cares about enemy casualties or civilian casualty counts. They just want the spice to flow. So
they're not constrained by like morality of like the people. I don't want to kill everyone. They can kill everyone. So just do it.
Right. So what's the holdup? Just start shooting, killing everything. You have air superiority over the Fremen. You have technological superiority. You have numerical superiority. What's the holdup? Just kill every Fremen you see.
Why are they letting Fremen attack their spice miners? Just kill them all. In fact, it gets worse as you think about it. They have access to space. So they're like, oh, we can't get to the southern hemisphere. Like you can get to the entire planet. You can just drop in from a different angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can come in all kinds of different angles. Plus, the Fremen, I know they're like mobile, tribal, nomadic people. Okay. But like, they have to have access to water. They have to have access to farms. They have to have access to food and different things. That means stationary infrastructure, even if it's primitive. Bomb it.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is.
They may be mobile and in small groups, but they gather at some point. So when you just see them gather, you just bomb that.
Yeah. Right. And you have satellites to do.
Even if I don't know if Dune universe has satellites, but they have ships that can act as satellites.
Yeah.
Just keep a ship out there.
Yeah. And human intelligence. People embedded within the Fremen to track movements, pay them off, blackmail, all that terrible stuff.
Some fake spray tan to make you blend in with the Fremen. Because the Harkonnen is super white skin. You spray tan and you infiltrate. All right. Yeah, just bomb them up.
I mean, okay. You could also just hire Fremen directly.
That's right. I'll make you spice rich.
You get spice rich. You find somebody who's been double crossed by somebody, or somebody's family was killed, which happens pretty often, it seems. You'd be like, hey, you can get revenge and we'll make you rich. Just do this little thing for us.
Just one thing.
What's holding them back? I don't understand.
Yeah, what's holding them back? Yeah. They have all this power and they don't use it.
Yeah. Guerrilla warfare really only works when they don't want to kill you. But it's kind of a sad thing.
Because otherwise you're like a gorilla in the forest and then you just level the forest.
Level the forest. Yeah. Also, the Harkonnen, like, how are you supposed to give feedback to leadership? Let's watch.
I want to go on the ground. Prepare my troops.
My lord, I would recommend you stay inside.
This is the softest recommendation that I've ever heard. It's like he puts an I statement. He hasn't even disagreed with the nephew.
Did not.
He's just giving a recommendation in an I form. I would recommend.
It's not even I recommend.
Right.
It's I would recommend.
Would recommend. So it's even
gentle. It's the
so
gentlest
gentle.
recommendation.
Right. Hasn't disagreed. Isn't undercutting authority.
Nope.
Maybe the tone isn't dialed in perfectly, but I mean, why is it insta kill?
It's so sensitive.
Because if I'm an advisor watching that interaction, and I'm like, I cannot give advice anymore. Everything that guy says is correct.
The nephew's like, where should I eat dinner today? And everyone's like, I cannot recommend anything.
I cannot recommend anything.
I just can't recommend it.
I know a good taco joke.
Find me the purple flowers. Like, oh, but the blue ones are in season. Oh, this is the best time of the year to get them. It's like I can't tell them.
Yeah, can't do it
at all.
Plus, you just killed probably like 30 years of experience.
That's right. The fact that he's willing to recommend something means he knows something.
Right. He's got some ideas about what's going on. It may not be perfect, but now you got to replace him with somebody with a lesser somebody.
The nephew just
promotion.
landed on the planet.
That's right.
Listen
he's
to people.
killing
Look, you just got here.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. So they talk about the climate of Arrakis, and the central equatorial band has these permanent dust storms. Is that realistic? I guess so. We have permanent sort of trade winds on Earth.
That's what I was going for. So we have trade winds from the circulation cell. So it's Coriolis effect plus thermal. Do you need to have sunlight, or is it just Coriolis effect?
I think you need the sunlight to create the
Hot spots and
heating
cold spots?
that drives the. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think
Or is it just the rotation of the planet? Or so he didn't have heating. Would the atmosphere of the planet get caught by friction, and then the atmosphere and the planet would rotate at the same rate eventually without heating?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
What an interesting thought experiment. So okay. So my thought was if there's a large circulation cell, so how air circulates both around the planet but also up and down, like away from in altitude, then you can get like an easterly wind here, and if you got a westerly wind here, exactly like how this happens on Earth, these create that, like the trade winds. Then you get this. If you get a easterly here and a westerly there, then you get this like spinning here, and so just like the eye of Jupiter, like the same thing. So maybe you can get storms in the middle. I'm not seeing any swirlies, but maybe.
So you're thinking like on Jupiter, you have the big red spot.
Yep, exactly.
Which is happening between these bands, and you get these rolly vertices in between.
Exactly.
And so you get some similar where you got this. It's actually it's hemispherical cells of trade
which would
winds.
necessitate either a small planet or a slowly spinning one.
Okay, and somehow all of the energy is driven into these winds at the equator. Okay.
Maybe.
Planetary science doesn't have a lot of data out there about this kind of stuff. I wonder what's out there in just the Milky Way galaxy and what kind of interesting weather and climate we would see. Probably, I want to say this is well within the realm of possibility.
Maybe. I'm super excited for that Starfleet future. Go find these things. Nice touch here that if the storms are confined to this band, then you would get impact craters that don't decay.
Well, that means the winds are really calm down on the south.
Yep. Really just this one band.
Yeah. And I guess in the north, they have sporadic windstorms for some reason. And so there's fewer visible craters.
Yeah. Plausible. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. And the south has lots of
It's
craters.
possible for planets to be asymmetric. Yeah,
I think so.
possible. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that Paul is supposed to possess some kind of prediction superpower that the Bene Gesserit has, I don't know, placed in his genetics over time. They've like sort of bred him to do this. I think I remember this from part 1. But the way he describes it, it's kind of just like how we predict today.
You can see.
The visions are clear now. I see possible futures all at once. Our enemies are all around us.
Oh,
yeah.
And in so many futures they prevail. But I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
So this is like, I'm like, do I want Taco Bell or McDonald's tonight? Well, if I navigate this path through the city, I will get a taco.
I could see myself getting a taco. Like I can also see myself getting a hamburger.
Yeah.
Like
So,
there's multiple possible futures that I could see.
Yeah. If I make this intricate path, there's left at the light, and then stop at the stop sign, around the roundabout. I mean, it's intricate, interwoven path.
That's right.
To the burger joint.
That guy in the right lane, like he's sitting kind of left on the side there. Like, is he going to change lanes? Ah, yes, he did. I can see the future.
I can see the future. The day, like for my naive human brain, the day is laid out as a single path with no decisions. But if I was Paul Atreides, I'd be able to see the possibilities of the day.
So many options.
So many.
Will I get the Crunchwrap Supreme? It could be.
It could be. Do I get a milkshake later or a McFlurry?
Maybe.
I can't. I'm not Paul Atreides. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, this is just how predictions works, right?
Like
imagine, like I could do this, I could do this. I can predict. Yeah, I'll do that one. That's just how prediction works, right?
So I'm assuming
maybe he doesn't have powers. He's just playing it off. He's super. This entire movie is a lesson of confidence.
That's right. The hand motion signifies precision through the events. I mean, I guess the implication is he can actually like see the events occurring, and like the millions of possibilities he can like see cause and effect.
When I'm driving, I can imagine like that car hits that car, boom, crash, tumble, tumble,
Right.
tumble. Ooh, that car hits that car, boom, crash, tumble, tumble, tumble.
Right.
I can
I
imagine.
mean, yeah, we are doing this when we like make our day, make our week, make goals for the year, whatever it is. It's like we are predicting the future through
Possible
a series of
futures.
events.
Mm-hmm. That's just prediction. That's just how it works.
That's how it works. Like, I don't see.
That's how it always works.
That's how it always works. Okay, Paul. I think he might be a little bit of embellishment going on here.
He did just do a bunch of drugs.
That's true. Spice.
Okay, so in contrast to the Fremen are in stark contrast to the Harkonnen. So Paul just made his speech. He got a little bit of hunch, but that's okay. That's kind of emperor-y thing to do. And all the Fremen are like, yeah, look at my warm
Yep.
tooth. Okay, but when we zoom out, look at this mess of people. It's just an absolute cluster fun. Just there's no organization to this. Like everyone just crowds in. Just like, what if there's a fire? How is anyone getting out of here? What if this dude right there, he needs to like, I need to pee. I need to go, like, where is the exit? Where is the bathroom? There's no way. You're just pushing people, just constantly getting it. This person here, Like, I've been in here for like 6 hours. I'm hungry. I want to get some nachos. I want to get a hot dog. Like, I can't. Where is it?
I mean, even worse than peeing. What if somebody's really got to take a poop?
Poop.
You gotta take a poop, and you're like,
Do it in your suit.
I'm 1,000 feet from the nearest bathroom, and I can't waste water, so I can't just do it here. I'm in serious trouble.
It's dense crowd. Everyone's shoulder to shoulder, like, except for this one path. Okay, let's get here. Shoulder to shoulder. You have to like push people out of your way to get to the bathroom.
This means that
You just don't.
Yeah, every Fremen needs to be have their own water supply ready to rock for the day.
Yep.
On their own food supply, sugar supply.
Yep.
They need to have their own, number
Diaper
two,
up.
number one, number two bags
Yep.
ready to rock.
Yep.
And that's not coordinated at like the highest levels, right? There's no porta potties like boop, 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 bringing the porta
Porta
potties.
potty would be such a gift in here.
Oh my God. But not if they assume everybody is completely self-sufficient. So if you're invited,
true.
you got to bring your own supplies. Nobody can screw up.
You'd be the one outsider is like, I'm a guest here. I don't know how we do things.
Yeah, I'm gonna faint. What if I'm in a beaming sunlight, and I'm like,
There's like, you're just cooking in this sunlight.
I'm cooking.
Hot. Right? And they're like, medic. Like, medic's like, I don't know who's calling me. There's just everyone in a mess.
It's even worse than this, because if the Emperor or House Harkonnen has any human intelligence, they're like, there's a meeting. There's going to be tens of thousands there.
We've been watching by orbiting ships. There's just
yeah.
people funneling it in for like 2.5 days to get in here.
So that's orbital. If you have orbital intelligence plus Fremen intelligence, I mean, you're going to know so well where this is, how many people are showing up, when to target it. You send in one of those gunships.
There's no way these people can escape.
Yeah, collapse the roof on it. And,
Yep.
yeah, totally. This is
How
they
is
didn't
this
have
place? How is this? How is this not collapsing? There's no pillars.
Well, maybe it's a natural cave, maybe and these like light beams are actually like long tubes up into the mountain.
That could be. Yeah, that's possible.
But the gunships from the Harkonnen gunships can collapse the roof. So
Or even just shoot down through these tunnels. Shoot a bomb in there. Boom. Pop. Pop.
There's
pop,
no-
pop, pop.
there's no way they have the operational security to get this gathering. No way.
Absolute chaos.
But they do it. But it's chaos. Plus, nobody can hear anybody.
That's right.
There's no sound system.
There's even a point where Paul is like whispering this one dude here, like freaking him out with all this knowledge. And there's no way, like people in a small radius around here, but like no chance that people are back here.
Yeah, you're like way in the back.
Here even know that there's some discussion going on. Like no chance.
They're like, what? Oh, it's over.
Oh.
Oh.
All I heard this entire time was a bunch of bodies like shifting around their weight because you can't just stand perfectly still.
Yeah. Is it? Wait, why are we? What?
There's no speakers. Like I don't know. I was just told to show up here. I'm just here. So
I was told.
Fine.
I was told.
Wow.
What a strange meeting.
The Fremen.
Yeah. So they bomb Arrakis, which is the main major city on Arrakis, I'm not thinking about the tactical situation. I'm thinking about the cook at the restaurant and the guy who works who cleans the floors, and the one guy who works on the spice refinery, who's just, working the trucks.
It's just my job, man.
I'm just here for a job. I don't really have allegiance to these houses necessarily. I have a badge. I'm House Harkonnen, but why you?
Because they tell me to.
Do you have to destroy my entire city? What's going on here? Look at the explosion.
Just popping off. Ooh, getting low.
That's in civilian infrastructure. That's not a military target.
That's right. Yeah, fight away from the people.
The houses never talk about public opinion, troop morale.
That's right.
But this is important. These are people that make up your society. You can't just be bombing them. You're not going to rise to power, right?
That's right. Yeah. So there's these dragonfly. Okay, let's watch a little bit more.
Okay. Just gathering in the square. They're just laying waste to it.
So these dragonfly helicopter guys, and are they able to tell who is who here? Or are they just shooting in?
Right. That could be.
This could be a bunch of civilians being like, "How do we get out? Let's go to this place." A helicopter. They're gonna come save us. Nope.
My house is on fire. The restaurant is on fire. The park is. It's collapsed. So I'll just go here.
And can you imagine the next battle, the Harkonnen soldiers are like, I just killed a bunch of civilians. I signed up to defend the honor of House Harkonnen, but I just killed a bunch of helpless people. I'm not combat ready. Oh boy.
So right now this is House Harkonnen attacking, or is this the Fremen attacking? So it's House
is
Harkonnen.
Wait, it must be Harkonnen, because do Fremens have these helicopters?
I guess not.
I don't remember what part.
The Fremen are on the ground invading the city, and this is air support for the Harkonnen.
Okay,
but
so the Harkonnen air support assume that it's only Fremen here, but there are people that live in the city, regular people, not Atreides people, just regular people.
What are their feelings? Are they welcoming in the Fremen? Are they anti-Harkonnen, or are they these Fremen foreign invaders are invading our city? I'm going to support the House Harkonnen. I may not like them, but they're going to help defend the city from these people. Where do they stand?
No idea.
That's an important question.
Mm-hmm.
And check your targets. God damn.
Check your targets.
Brutal. Look at that explosion.
Cool city, though.
Cool city. Well,
I guess it used to be. Yeah, it was.
Damn. Also, this is another intelligence thing. This is before the big attack against the Emperor's little fleet that he drops in on Arrakis. You'd be able to see this in orbit.
I think so.
IR signatures. You just got visual signatures.
Yeah, heck.
Human intelligence in the group. Be like, hey, look at this location. This would be impossible to hide.
I mean, have you ever been walking on a sidewalk and then you saw a black mess and you're like, oh, that's a bunch of ants.
Mm-hmm.
I've detected where they are. You just look at them. You're like, this is unusual. A bunch of moving little wiggly stuff. They're ants.
Yeah. And so you have this a bird's eye view of what the ants are doing, which is similar to how the Fremen are moving on the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy to detect.
Yep. And all you need was a single Harkonnen dragonfly guy just fly over and be like, oh, a bunch of people here. Why is the sand shifting? It's not sand. There's a bunch of people. Boop, boop, boop.
They even have, even if they don't have satellites, which I find very difficult to believe, they have the reconnaissance ships. So you send a couple of reconnaissance ships out high and keep an eye on several important Fremen groups and see what they do. You don't have to shoot.
Yeah, just check them out. Just follow them around. When they gather like this, single bomb.
Single bomb. I mean, it's just really one bombing run here.
It's wildly mismatched teams.
Yeah.
This is so weird. This bothered me. This bothered me in theaters when I watched it. So Paul goes to fight or challenges the Emperor, and then the Baron's nephew comes in to fight. And okay, here it is. Let's watch the start. So from the discussion to the fight.
Stand or choose your champion.
I'm here, Atreides.
So
Cool
so you're the
Emperor
champion.
sword. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Cool symbols.
Great.
That's nice. Paul talks to people, does some chest pounding, pulls out his knife.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
Cool phrase. Right into fight.
Yep.
You got all the time in the world. Do a little warm up. Like I get it in like the middle of a battle. Like you're in the battle. Like it's time. You don't got time to warm up. You start going. And when Gurney Alec was teaching Paul in the first movie, like you don't know when you're gonna start a fight. You got to be ready at all times. But here, like Paul is challenging the Emperor. The whole room is waiting for him. Like he's in control of the room. He can warm up, do some lunges, do some jumping jacks, a little bit of push-ups, so you get warmed up for a fight. Like imagine if Paul's like, I'm used to jumping this high. I'm gonna do a Superman punch and punch down, but then he just doesn't jump as high as he usually does because his legs aren't ready to fight, and then he misses. Like, just warm up. What are you doing, Paul?
Right. In fact, the fate of the you tweak a calf. The fate of the galaxy rests on the calf. Ooh, I tweaked it. Ooh. Okay, now I lose.
You
And
get
this-
stabbed to death. Yep. Paul, just warm up. Do a little warm up.
Plus, you're doing all this like shoulder stuff. I mean, intense shoulder stuff.
Yeah.
That needs to be limbered up.
You're gonna get more power. You're gonna get more flexibility.
Which
more.
also, why even have this? If you're not going to warm up, why even have the fight altogether? Why? Why not just kill him?
Just kill him. Yeah, that's right. What are we doing being fair here?
Are these going to lose power because people are like, well, that was unfair? Maybe. I guess could be the culture, but we're in like power vacuum situation here. Like whoever has the power wins the day. It seems like.
In fact, we see that at the end where the other houses are like, we do not accept your rule. We do not accept your ascension. Like it's really free for all, which means anything goes. Just whoever ends up at the top of the end, that's who wins.
So you got to win. So winning and gathering power is the way to go. So
Kill your enemies.
Kill your enemies. I don't think
Which requires a warm up.
I mean, if you have to do this like weird champion thing, boss fight thing, you know, tilt the table in your favor. Warm up.
Just a little warm up. A little stretches.
Yeah, don't allow him to warm up and warm up yourself.
Yep. And at the very end of the movie, Paul speaks and people support him, but it's way too fast.
Great houses have answered. They refuse to honor your ascendancy.
We await your orders, Al-Gaib.
Okay, so Paul won, and the Fremen are like, we're going to do whatever you tell us to. So Paul, you think about it and you tell us what to do. Okay, ready? The rest uncut. Thinking? A bit thinking? Thinking?
Lead them to paradise.
What if Paul wasn't done thinking? Like, what if he wasn't done with his sentence? Like, he said part of a sentence, and maybe he's going to say a whole paragraph. He's an emperor now, right? And then they're like, start chanting right now. And like, Paul's like, I'm not done. Like, I had more to say. Like,
that's right. That's his opening phrase, and he's like, yes, let's go.
Hey guys, like, like I'm still talking. I mean, super cool that she's got his back. Like whatever he says, she's going to chant. But then everyone chanted over him.
But that's because nobody can hear him.
Nobody can hear him because he's whispering.
Imagine this guy in the back here. He's like, I saw the fight. What's...
Everyone's fist strapped? Oh, mine fist too.
Yeah. I can't see because of the bright window. I don't know what's going on.
That's right. He's just blinded. No one's kneeling down. There's no like stadium seating.
No. Oh yeah, no. There's no lights to help illuminate the chamber.
Right. Oh, there's no lights in this room. Gosh.
In fact, this room is small, but like people in the back might not have understood what was going on. Like you're.
Can you imagine that at night? You're like, hey, so what exactly happened in that room? Like, oh yeah, we have a new emperor now. Like, oh what? I didn't.
What?
Oh shit.
Oh, that guy died?
What?
Really?
I couldn't tell. I was waiting for them to warm up. I didn't see them warm up, and then the fight happened.
I think we need a new room. Like can we get some stadium seat, maybe a stage,
some lights, maybe make like a megaphone. Listen to him. He's so quiet, and then one like the person closest to him hears what he says and like starts chanting. Right.
Lead them to paradise.
I mean, he's so Stilgar's like, we await your orders, and Paul's like, lead them to paradise. Like, that's real vague. like, get me some more detailed orders. But like, Paul can't because people are chanting over him.
Plus, okay, what are his orders going to be at this point? They've destroyed this. The city's destroyed. They've got thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to feed, water, clothe, all of it. What do you get my engineers in here? Get my logistics people in here. What are we gonna do?
He's an al-Ghaib.
Just lead them to paradise. That's my orders. Paradise. You on board? Paradise. Paradise?
Yeah, you guys like paradise? Yeah, me too. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Kind of doesn't matter what Paul said. She was going to chant for him no matter what.
Sir, I recommend that we.
Yep. No recommendations.
No recommendations.
I'm just going to do whatever Paul. Yep.
Whatever Paul says.
Okay, so that was Dune 2. Paul's the Emperor now. Maybe we'll see what happens in Dune 3. And also, I did not understand why his sister was super big deal.
You mean the sister that's in the womb right now?
Correct.
Well, I guess my interpretation was the Bene Gesserit are doing this to like essentially eugenics of some kind.
Sure.
Through people. And maybe she could represent the next step.
Oh.
And as part of, and maybe it may be entangled with some kind of prophecy as well.
So maybe. Prophecy might not actually be about him. It might be about her, maybe.
Well, I don't know the prophecy, and I don't know the status exactly of the genetic situation. So if we look into that, maybe that'll answer why she's important. But if it is about her and not about him, then she is going to be somebody he needs to kill or fight.
What a twist.
Mm. And is Paul emperor? I mean, he's been declared emperor, but I can also say I'm emperor, right? But I have no backing. I have no power.
He got
military.
the actual emperor to bow and kiss his ring. Although, if the other houses come down from space and like, hey, emperor, who's in charge here? If emperor could be like, me still, right? Like,
yeah. Or the other main houses could appoint a new emperor, saying we had a usurper. We got to appoint a new emperor through some system that
whatever they decide,
and then it's about power. The emperor that the houses support versus,
so it really is free for all right now.
Free for all, yeah. So we can say he's emperor, but there's a lot of work to do. Right? Is that right?
I think that's right. Right, because he needs to physically, forcefully defend his throne.
Yeah.
Follow up with that is the Harkonnen. Harkonnen, are they still important? So Baron died and the nephew died. Is their house gone?
I mean, I don't know the status of all the relatives, but I think somebody's probably going to step up. They still have the other planet.
Yeah, I guess there's an entire planet.
The white
there's
planet.
There's got to be relatives in there. Yeah.
There's a power base there.
And I still don't understand why spice is important. Spice is for the mentats so that they can travel. Oh, no, not mentats. The spice is important so that the navigators can navigate through space, but I don't see why.
Right. So, like, once you get to a planet, it seems like regular engineering operations technology sort of takes
pilots.
over.
You don't need special pilots for that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing, once you're at Arrakis, once you've got everybody, your army to Arrakis, I'm not seeing why spice is necessary for power at that point. It's just for interstellar travel, right?
So I guess you need spice for interstellar travel when you need interstellar travel for military, but also trade.
Yeah. But if you're a house and you run out of spice, then you get cut off from the rest of the galaxy. But you still have an entire planet to work with.
Yeah. I mean, you could last for several thousands, if not millions of years on your own.
In fact, that could be a benefit because then you're not dependent on spice. You get your engineering teams on it and be like, hey, we need a workaround.
Spice 2.
Spice 2.
We call that rice. Our planet runs on rice.
Oh. Actually, that's pretty good. We do need farming.
Yep.
Human power, baby.
Baby.
So hopefully some of these questions will be answered upcoming. Maybe we should read the books. I don't know. I read the book when I was a teenager and I don't remember it at all. But it seems like there's this expansive universe out there, not just Arrakis, but the Emperor and the Empire and lots of politics. Could be fun. Catch us next time.